What is going on, everyone? Happy Sunday, our first Sunday of March.
March, I can't believe.
I know, exactly.
Yesterday we had those New Year's hats.
I know, yes. It feels like just yesterday we just celebrated 2022, and now we're in the third month of 2022. So, soon we are, almost done with Q1 of 2022. What's going on? If you guys are new to this is the Turtle Recall podcast, the news portion of it. Every Thursday we do every Thursday we do a podcast for the Ninja Turtles. We look at old classic episodes, and we just go and talk about them and say what we feel and try to nitpick everything, like all the animation mistakes and everything and all the logic stuff. This week we're looking at the episode Artless. Should be fun stuff. That the full audio podcast will be out on Thursday, but this is just the news portion. I am Jason Sohail.
And my name is Anna.
And we're going to just do the news portion. We got some interesting stuff for this week, so let's go ahead and get started.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. All right. So the first thing I do want to talk about, not really news, just a reminder. So this Tuesday on the NECA online store website, you'll be able to pre-order Usagi and the first NECA 3-pack of the for Ninja Turtle Wave, and which is the Neutrinos. Don't have prices on them yet. Probably right after the recording they'll start releasing prices. I'm guessing Usagi is going to be like 35 or 40. That's usually what like the single figures go for. If I had to guess, the 3-pack is going to probably be around 75 to 80, just because of like how they do their pricing and everything.
But I like the nutritional.
Yes. The neutrinos look really cool. Next week in the news section, we're gonna reveal, talk about everything that come with. But I can tell you right now, the neutrinos, all of them, they come with like hoverboards, and they also come with the Gribbix and the baby. I'm blanking on the baby's name now. But you remember which baby, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Priscilla's and Elvis's baby. I know they had other names. Next week we will go over all the everything that they come with, just because they haven't actually they kind of gave us like bits and pieces of it, but they didn't actually give us like a big pack and everything. So once we get the pre-order, I know that they'll reveal everything. So that's exciting. I'm really excited about Usagi. Usagi, it's like one of my favorite characters. So I'm really happy about that. Remember, it's a 10-day window, so if you get paid every other Friday, I know for most people they got paid last Friday. So budget yourself, because you're not gonna have if you got paid last Friday, you're not gonna have the Friday the Friday afterwards, your next payday. These will be out of the pre-order window. Just FYI. And nothing's going to sell out, so you don't have to worry about anything selling out. These are made to order. That's the good thing about these pre-orders, is they're made to order, so no fear of selling out.
Oh, okay.
Right, exactly. It just means that if more people order, it's just going to take longer. But you know what? That's okay. As long as I get them, I'm okay with that. And I don't have to go and search through Target or anything like that, and worry about it flying off the shelves, or Target not ordering enough, because for some reason Target never orders enough. Right. All right. So, news portion. So the first thing I do want to talk about, and this is kind of like a little bittersweet news. We knew it was coming. A few months ago we talked about that Mirage Studios, when the original company that made Ninja Turtles they announced that they were shutting down. They already like they've been like closing up the online store. They're not taking any more new orders or anything like that. They're keeping the website up for archival purposes, but they're not going to be doing more with that. Last week was the final week of their office building being open. And so, you know, like a few days ago, they unfortunately had to like pack up everything. They had like walls of like Ninja Turtle figures and everything from the classic Playmates.
Wow.
Yeah, they had to pack all that up, and there's actually new people moving into the building as well. So, like, I mean, at least it's not going to be empty. But yeah, I mean, it was something that we knew was going to happen. The writing was on the wall. I was just surprised how long it lasted after Nickelodeon like bought them, and so that's just the unfortunate news.
I wonder what happened to all those Ninja Turtle.
That's what I wonder too. I want to know what I mean. Parts of me, I'm wondering if they're going to be doing an auction or anything like that. I do want to know what they're going to do with all those figures. That's the most important thing. I'm just saying, if like Peter Layard, like he starts like, hey, let me start selling them and like signing them, kind of like what like Kevin Eastman does.
Yeah.
I would totally like rush.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I can touch one of them.
exactly. Yes. I would love to. Yeah.
There's history in it.
Yeah, there's a history in it. You could just feel the history in it. Yeah. So that's just that's the unfortunate part. But now we're gonna talk about pretty much the big news for this week, and that is Wave 7 of the Super 7 Ninja Turtles Ultimates figures. They're up for pre-order right now. If you want to pre-order them, you can do so on wherever you're listening to this podcast. We have a pre-order link for you guys, and we're going to just discuss the characters. One character in particular I'm going to be talking about a lot.
The Guerilla?
The Guerilla. Exactly. Anna knows exactly who I'm talking about. But yes, in this wave, we are getting Warrior Metalhead, Michelangelo, Robotic Bebop, Triceraton, Punker Dawn, and Guerilla. I'll go over Guerilla. I have lots to say and lots of rants about Guerilla. But before we move on, Robert did post. He said that's too bad they have to close down their studio. But best wishes, yes, agreed. Yes, best wishes to everyone in the Mirage team.
Yeah.
On their next adventure, and I'm pretty sure their next adventure is going to be like grand. To be honest, I want Peter Layard just to retire. I mean, I'm not sure exactly how old he is. I know he's older than Kevin, but I would think like he made enough money, especially from the buyout, to like just to like it's like, oh, okay, I can not really worry about trying to create something new, try to keep try to do something. I can be a consultant if they need to ask me stuff for Last Ronin stuff, which that issue unfortunately has been delayed another week. I think now the release date is April 29th, I believe now. So yeah, hopefully like he can just get into that status, just start making
whatever makes him happy.
Yeah, whatever makes him happy. Exactly. All right, so let's start breaking down these figures. The first one I'll talk about is Punker Dawn.
That's so cute.
It is so cool. Okay, so this I was not expecting, because our last variant, like our last special turtle was Leonardo, Super Samurai Leonardo, if you remember that one. And well, I thought Donnie was going to be Undercover Dawn, because the reaction figure they made for like the like the special Ninja Turtle, like like the variant Ninja Turtles, was Undercover Donnie. And because I was just assuming that they're going that route, like, oh, okay, we made a reaction figure of it, now we're gonna make a ultimate figure of it. Instead, they threw Punker Don, which is amazing. I'm really happy. I never had this figure as a kid. I never had this figure as a kid. I had I had Punker I had Punker Raph and I had Punker Mikey. I'm pretty sure that's not like their actual names. I know Mikey was a DJ. I think like Raph was like Heavy Metal Raph or something like that. I just like right now I'm blanking on their actual like names, but they made four like music turtles. And they're doing Don now. I'm really hoping like eventually they'll do the other three because I need this whole set.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. The figure is gonna come with his classic accessories. He comes with the record. He comes with the keytar. He comes with that weird flute thing that looks like a bow. Yeah, that's a flute. That's like a musical instrument. And then
I love the sharp colors.
Yes, the sharp colors are cool. He actually comes with a chain. I don't like the chain that's around his neck that we're seeing in the picture with the turtle head. I don't know if that's like I don't know if that's like molded onto him like the classic action figure, or if you can move it around. But like, and I don't know if he's gonna have like two chains. That's what I'm kind of like a little confused on. But he is gonna have a chain. He's gonna have a tuning fork, which I thought was kind of cool. He's gonna have a microphone stand. I'm really happy about this. He has a microphone stand, so we can make him sing. I'm really happy about this. And then he has two other alternate heads. So he has the classic action figure head, like we're with the mohawk and is smiling, and then he has another mohawk head where he has like little tech goggles kind of thing that looks like kind of like more like shades. And like he looks like he's singing, and then he has like this wild like spiky purple hair kind of thing.
That's so fun.
Yes, it is really fun. Really excited about this one. I actually really like this one. So this is like a definitely must have, especially since I don't own the original figure of this. So I'm really happy I have a chance to get this one. So the next one we're going to take a look at. I'm not going to take too much time on this one because unfortunately it's like, I wouldn't say unfortunately, but this is a variant. This is a repaint of a Super 7 figure that already came out already, which is, we're talking about Warrior Metalhead Michelangelo. So Warhead Michelangelo in the action figures, like way, like when like Playmates was like kind of like towards the end of like the Ninja Turtle like cycle, like when like Power Rangers was like beating them in sales, they're trying to like just put out as much as they can. And so what they ended up doing was they repainted Metalhead and and they made him Michelangelo. And so that's basically what the Super 7 figure has done is so we have Metalhead and his he has like the green arms, the green legs, the green face, and then some orange highlights to make him Michelangelo instead of yellow. It was a minimal effort for Playmates. It's a minimal, to be honest, over here it's a little minimal effort from Super 7. It's still a cool thing. I never had like this variant as a child, but also I was kind of like old enough where I was like kind of done collecting Ninja Turtles, and like I remember as a kid I was like really, they had to turn Metalhead into Michelangelo. Like he was like, don't we have enough Michelangelos? Just re-release Metalhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I felt.
I'm not a fan of it.
I don't blame you. I wasn't a fan of it when I was a kid. But I will say I will probably pick up this one only because I never had like this paint scheme as a kid. Now, I will say some stuff the Super 7 has done, which I am kind of impressed. First is coming with nunchucks, and the nunchucks are like are metal chains, so like they're not plastic or anything like that. So the figure never came with like nunchucks. the other thing is he has this this thing where you replace his hand and you put like that whatever, like that turbine thing. And I noticed, I was like, oh, they have two of them. And because in the original action figure they only had one. In the the Metalhead figure they released like last year, only had one. And then I realized, oh, because it's Michelangelo, they gave him two for two nunchucks. So I thought that was a thing, and that was a cool thing. And then also the tops, the little like a bar thing that on top, it's actually, you can like remove it, and I have a feeling like you can actually go and like spin it, so you can make that like whirling motion.
At least it has fun tools.
Yeah. Has fun tools. And I will say, like, instead of green, these are orange for Michelangelo. I believe they're orange for the original, like when they did like this whole thing with Playmates. I believe so. Everything else is the same. He comes with the same hands. One of the heads has a light up head. So he has a total of 3 heads. One of them is an open mouth. One is the classic action figure head, and then it's another classic Ninja Turtle head, except like this one has the clear plastic on it, so you can shine a light on and make his eyes light up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So cool stuff. If you have Metalhead already, not that exciting. If you were a really fan of this version, and I do have to say, like, the belt is an M instead of a T. That's what an original action figure was too. So if you really like this, like, go for it. I am kind of surprised. This is kind of like, because usually each wave it's only been like one turtle. This, like, technically this is 2 turtles because this is Michelangelo. I mean, but I think this is just more of like, oh, this is an easy kind of thing to fill up the wave.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I'm not looking at this as like, oh, this is a Michelangelo variant. I think this is just more of like, oh, hey, we just put
something different.
something different that's like low cost to us. One thing I do want to note is that he doesn't have the weapons rack. They don't have pictured the weapons rack in this one, which the original Super 7 figure did have the weapons rack. And also, none of the figures that we're talking about with the Super 7 wave has the weapons rack. I don't know if they're just doing away with them, and maybe that's like something they're just not doing it for cost effectiveness. And they probably found like people don't care about the weapons rack too much. That's what I think. But yeah, that's Michelangelo. Before we move on, Robert did write. He said it might be a clarinet instead of a flute, but it could be both. I do like that Don comes with those instruments. It is a flute according to the accessories listing. It's a flute. It's like a punker flute or something like that. So you could say it's a clarinet, and it might have been designed as a clarinet. It's just that Playmates labeled it as a flute.
How tall was the other one?
Was it?
How tall was it?
These are going to be like 6 inches. So, okay, I'm going to say this. Okay, so Donnie and Mikey are the 2 shortest ones in this wave. So the next 3 we're going to be talking about, they're huge. They're like big.
Oh, really?
Yes, because if you remember, let me pull up the picture again. Like, look how they compare with the other 3 figures.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're the short ones, and the other 3 are going to be the big ones. So, the first big figure I want to talk about is this guy, which is Robotic Bebop. Robotic Bebop, does he look kind of familiar to you, other than the fact it's Bebop? Do you remember Mighty Bebop, like from the episode, like when they had the cybernetic clones? Yeah. So this is like in Playmates. This was like their action figure of that episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it's not exactly like that. Hold on, like, but if you guys want to hear more about that like thing, keep like, stay on, because we're gonna be talking about that later in this session. Just to let you know. So just kind of like just we're gonna put a pin on that one. But this Robotic Bebop looks pretty cool. He comes with the same weird hand thing, the gun, and the knife that the original figure came with. He also comes with a drill. He comes with like this like hand kind of like shooting thing, and then he also comes with a clear like shield. It looks like a traditional like trash can shield from the original figure, but it's clear. So I guess it's supposed to be like like a projection or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is my favorite thing that he comes with. Was it?
That metal hand? That
Not-
Thanos hand?
That Thanos hand? Not the Thanos hand. No. My favorite thing he comes with is these two blast effects.
Oh, they're blast effects?
Yeah. So they're blast effects. You can put them like on the gun, or like on like you just kind of like just put him onto something, or like on his shoulder pads, because his shoulder pads also have guns on it.
Oh, cool. I think they got the idea from Power Rangers.
I want to say that. I want to say they got this idea from like Power Rangers or like other like Hasbro stuff, because we've seen it in other Hasbro figures, but like their Power Ranger figures is like actually like what they have a lot of. And I love this. I've always like loved these kind of stuff because it makes it look really cool. And Robert's over here saying, "Stomp turtles, stomp turtles." And we cannot forget about this guy, the Triceraton. We still haven't made it to their episode yet, but
I don't have any emotional attachment to this character.
You might. He's only in one episode, but like in the comics, the Triceratons were there a lot. But in the original cartoon, they're only in one episode, and that's like on a later season. Like, I don't think we're too far from it. Because we're almost done with all because we're about to go into the CBS stuff, so we should be getting into there soon. But yeah, we have a Triceraton, another big beefy figure. He also comes with the two guns that he came with the original Playmates figure. He comes with like this like arm sword kind of thing. He also comes with like rats. And then I was kind of like weird about. I thought it was like weird. I was like, because I never had this figure as a kid, and I was like, why does the Triceraton has rats? Then I looked up the original action figure. The original action figure, on his belt, he has like rats hanging off the belt. So I'm guessing that's why. And then also for some reason on the original action figure box, he says, "I'm looking for more rats." So I guess he finally found more rats. He also comes with a grenade. He comes with like some Triceraton device, and he also comes with this breathing kind of tube thing that kind of reminds me of what we saw in the comics and also the 2003 series. Like whenever like the turtles need to breathe in space. It kind of looks like that to me. So just a cool like comic detail.
Yeah.
So I like that. Looks pretty cool. And then the last figure we're gonna talk about in this wave is where I'm gonna be just ranting. And like, I mean, you mentioned before you have like no, like for that one you have like no emotional attachment because you haven't seen him in the show yet.
Yeah.
It might change when you see his episode. So this character, we're gonna be talking about Guerilla. That's right. It's okay. So the way it is it's Guerilla as in like guerrilla warfare, and then gorilla as in like monkey.
Oh. It looks wild.
Yeah, he looks very wild. And this is probably like my most. I'm so disappointed with this one. very disappointed with this one, and I'm going to tell you guys why. So first, this character is not in the cartoon. He's not in the comics. He's not in any of the comics. And hold off on all your comments right now when you say, "Oh, no, he's on the comic." No, he's not. So he's not in. He's not in the show. He's not in the movies. And technically never had an action figure. And I'm gonna go on to the technically first. So where this character originated from, this one in particular, there was a Ninja Turtles magazine. So it was a magazine that was about like Ninja Turtle stuff, and I used to have it as a kid. I used to subscribe to it as a kid. I remember my parents gave it to me, and I did like do some like research on it. It was like seasonal, so I remember it was released once every 3 months. We only had it for a year, and then I think like my parents basically said like, "Oh, do you want because they didn't want to pay, because we already had too many magazine subscriptions, and they're like, "Oh, you want to get you want to stay with this one, or you want to go with Disney Adventures?" And because at that time Disney Adventures was like bi-monthly, and it was getting like too expensive for my parents. Like they're like, "Oh no, we don't need this many magazines in the house." My brother and I, we chose Disney Adventures because Disney Adventures had more comics than the Ninja Turtles magazine. So in the Ninja Turtles magazine, they usually have like a page or two of comics in the magazine, and I believe they were like done by like the Archie artists. It's in that Archie style, the Archie comic style, and most of them, I mean, I related to the Sunday Funnies. They just like it's something like not serious, something like, just kind of.
I wish you had those magazines.
Okay, here's the deal. Iranian New Year's is coming up. So we're gonna go. I'm pretty sure we're gonna go visit my parents. Because this inspired me to go search and see if I can find those. I can find those magazines. I at least have 4. So I'm not sure how many I have, but I'm gonna see if I can find them.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah. I'm hoping I have this issue. I'm hoping I have this issue. But yeah, so I mean, this character was literally 1 or 2 panels at most. It's like not even like, it's not like, like, oh, he had this full story or to go with him or anything like that. He was just there as a joke, because like they go like, because I found a summary of the comic, and basically they just like the turtles go into Africa, and then they find this character, and then they say, "Hey, Guerilla, what are you doing here?" And he was like, "Not much, monkey business." That's it. He was just there for to set up the punchline of a joke. I mean, so I have 0 attachment to this character. 0. Okay. Also, this guy doesn't even look like the comic. I'll show you the image of what he looked like in the comic. This guy looks more like Donkey Kong.
Yes.
Like he looks more like Donkey Kong than he does. And I get it. It's like Super 7 trying to, hey, let's try to, like, if Playmates made this figure, what would like Playmates make them? Because the Playmates figures didn't look exactly what they did from the cartoon or comics. But like, I mean, like, yeah, this is that. Now, when Super 7 first teased it, they showed the banana and they showed the coconut, and at first I thought it was a action figure that I do know and well, very well, and that's Sergeant Bananas, which was an action figure. And he's basically almost the same character, because like in the Sergeant Bananas, they actually say like in his profile, like he's the gorilla good guy. And then also Sergeant Bananas, if you look on his nameplate, actually says Guerilla on it, like with the war gorilla.
Oh, okay. okay.
So I think at one point like Playmates was going to be like, okay, we're going to name him Gorilla, and then somewhere like maybe someone's like, oh no. No, maybe Gorilla's too violent for the kids, or Gorilla is like not like the kids don't understand what that is, so they're like, okay, let's go with something simpler, Sergeant Bananas. That's what I'm thinking. And he does have some of the items that Sergeant Bananas has like he has like the gun with the banana on it.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean he does have a belt, but it's not. But Sergeant Bananas, his belt was a snake. Sergeant Bananas also had like a full like army uh like jacket kind of thing. Gorilla over here, he only has the vest, the open vest. Yeah. But they do share a lot of similarities. So this figure, he comes with like one of those like shoulder belts. They have an official name, I just don't know what it's called. But it's instead of like bullets, it's bananas. He has a banana bazooka. He has a realistic rifle, assault rifle with like vines on it. He has two alternate heads. He has like he has this happy head, and then he has this like, oh, he's a mad King Kong gorilla head. He has sunglasses. He has these dog tags. He has a knife. Like a total of 5 pairs of hands and 3 grenades. So he comes with a lot. But here's the unfortunate thing, and I think I said coconut, but he comes with a coconut. Here's the unfortunate thing with it. So all the other figures that we talked about, they're $55. This one's $75. And I'm really thinking it's $75 because of like all these extra hands that he has, because these hands are huge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, and so like I think like so this is a big
for a character that is not that big. This is a big price. They should have gone lighter.
That's what I want to bring up. Yes, exactly. For a character that like people don't have emotional attachment to, like, and I mean, I even put out there like, hey guys, who heard of Guerilla before like Super 7 like introduced them, and I mean, thank you for everyone who was honest, who said, yeah, I thought I knew everything about Ninja Turtles, but no, I did not know about this one. And then, like, I mean, I had, like, people like, oh, it's from an obscure comic. Like, no, this is not from an obscure comic. It's from a magazine. This is not a comic. You guys have to realize that was a magazine, not a comic book. Like, when I hear people say, oh, it was from this, someone even said it was from a UK comic. I was like, no, this came to America. If it was UK, it would be Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. Like, I mean, so like when I heard from those people, I'm like, okay, yeah, you didn't know. You just did a quick like Google search. You didn't do what I did, was actually like get down into it and like actually went and found who this character was.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because that's what I exactly did. I went and found like who this character was, what exactly do. And like, I mean, and then there was like the big debate. Like people were like, oh, is it Sergeant? It's like, oh, Sergeant Bananas and Guerilla are the same person. But I mean, it could be. Honestly, the only people who could really answer that question are people who worked at like Playmates and that magazine, and like like because like this is not a Kevin Eastman, Peter Layard creation. This isn't even a Fred Wolf creation. This is just a
random.
Just a random character. So, as I said, I think originally he was going to be Guerilla, but then it was like, okay, we're going to name him Sergeant Bananas instead. And I'm just disappointed because when I collect these Super 7 figures, I collect them because I want the figures that I don't have complete. I'm like, okay, this is a good price alternative, because if I'm going to be spending that much money to get that figure, I might as well get it a higher quality and just so because it's not the exact same as the original figure, but like at least like I feel like, okay, I can like check that off that list. This one, there's no list I have checked off for this one. This is just this is an unfortunate thing. The price is too high. I mean, this the $75 is too much of an asking price for a character that was just as a joke in a in a in a comic strip for a magazine that like not many people even know about.
Yeah.
That's my thing about Guerilla. I mean, I saw people who were excited about it. I saw people like, but I can tell you this right now. I mean, I saw no one actually say, hey, I hope they make a Guerilla action figure before Super 7 actually, like, made this into a popular character. Like, no one was, I've heard people ask for Sergeant Bananas. I heard a lot of people start to ask for like Sergeant Bananas like so many years ago because people actually had that action figure. People had attachment to that action figure. I mean, it's cool that like Super 7 can show, hey, we can branch out to other characters, but these aren't like the Archie characters that like that NECA introduced, like like the Dreadmon and Jaguar, because those are characters people knew because they read them in the comics. This is just someone that's literally a joke. Before we move on to our last thing, Robert did say, he wrote, I bet Rat King would go hysterical if he found this Triceraton hunting for rats. Yes, I think so too. I do want to note is that Super 7 still has not made Rat King. Rat King would have been a much better choice than Guerilla. Rat King would have made a better choice than freaking Warhead Michelangelo. I want, okay. One last thing about Super 7 before we move on. I do want to say I was surprised with Warhead Michelangelo because I felt like that could be more as a store exclusive, like a Entertainment Earth exclusive or a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, than like, oh hey, here's a character slot in this wave. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we had like the glow in the dark Baxter Stockman, we had the glow in the dark Mutagen Man. We have the undercover Raph. Those are like just minimal effort, but like thing for Warhead Michelangelo. They could that could have been like a exclusive figure.
Yeah.
Like.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. All right. One last thing. I don't want to go into it too much. These what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be talking about some NECA leaks. So here's the deal. I believe it's March 16th. Target is doing this holathon. Target and NECA are doing this holathon kind of thing where people can order exclusive figures, and it's also other companies. I'm sorry, there's also Kid Robot, a bunch of those high end action figures. They're doing that, and just basically like it's basically a month for people to have a chance to pre-order some exclusive figures. They have teased that NECA Ninja Turtle figures will be a part of that. We don't.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And what's really cool is that we actually had like Kevin Eastman kind of like introduce it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he introduced for NECA. It was like, oh wow, that's so cool. I don't think things that probably NECA was not aware of and hoping and like they're kind of like, oh, maybe we should have like checked on this before he posted the video. When Kevin like did the video, in the background, some eagle-eyed people saw two figures, two figure sets, like because they like zoomed in. I mean, they like really zoomed in. Me personally, like, I mean, because I wasn't looking for them, I'm like, I was like, oh no, I didn't see anything. But like people zoomed in and they saw like a 4-pack of Ninja Turtles, which people are assuming are the action figure color Ninja Turtles set, which NECA has like showed on their Instagram, like I think back in January. So it's basically the cartoon turtles, except they have like the colors of the action figures because the action figures had like the different color skin. And then the other one was this one right here, which is what they labeled as Super Bebop and Mighty Rocksteady. and which is basically the robot clones of.
So much robot.
Yeah, no, so much robot. I don't want to get into it too much because this is a leak, so it's nothing official, and anything can change. It could be part of the holothon, it could not be. This picture I was actually got from the Target kiosk. Someone was able to get the barcode and scan this, and they showed it as their listing. I do want to note something about this, just only because I'm only going in detail about this one, is because the label is Super Bebop and Mighty Rocksteady. If you remember when we did that episode, like a year ago, we had that whole discussion where the title of the episode was Super Bebop and Mighty Rocksteady, but Shredder and Krang, they called them Super Rocksteady and Mighty Bebop. Oh. Yeah, so I brought this up. I brought this up and like people were like freaking out and everything. They're like, "Whoa, wait a minute, no!" And like,
why they freak out?
Because they didn't realize that they mislabeled them.
Oh.
But I mean, because they went with the episode title label instead of the actual like show label. So.
I'm telling you, they have to hire you for this.
I know exactly. Hey, they know how to contact us. They've contacted us before. They could have just double checked with us. Like, hey, wait a minute.
Yes.
I mean, but like, no, they totally.
Details.
Yeah. They totally went with the episode title instead of the actual like titles of the actual characters. The other thing they found a picture of, which I'm not sharing just because I don't want, is they found also an image of a glow in the dark Muckman. So none of these are official. These are kind of more leaks. It came from Target. So it came from Target and Kevin Eastman. So I mean, more than likely these are happening. But you know, take it with a grain of salt because anything can change. It could be like, hey, like, you know, it could be like, hey, we made this, and then they gave it to Kevin to like, you know, approve and everything. I mean, well, not like he can approve it, but like, you know, just gave it to Kevin, and then they're like, oh, you know what? No, we changed our mind, or they found my tweet where I said, hey, you guys labeled them wrong, and they're like, oh, we're gonna pull them off. No, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna pull them off just to relabel the characters. but yeah, I mean, there so many things could happen, and also it doesn't necessarily be the holothon. Last time we had like, oh hey, they found like the 3 turtles for the Halloween, the Halloween crossover turtles, and then they didn't actually get official reveal till a year later. So so take it with a grain of sand. But that is everything that we have for this week. Thank you for everyone who came in and stick around and listened to us, especially my rant about Guerilla. Join us this Thursday for the full audio podcast. We're going to be talking about the episode Artless. Hope to see you there. And till next time, guys. See ya.